nation, welcome back to the clinicaltrialsguru.com. So I'm here with a research site owner. We're in a King Taco. This is where Stan gets lunch every day. Chris is out of his element, but he likes
it. Now.
Nice shirt.
Thank you.
So, first year? 1 year as a site owner?
1 year. Almost.
Expectation, and this is a preview for the podcast, episode 137. It'll be quiet. You'll hear it well. Long. We're going to go like 20-30 minutes. But your expectations before you started a site and then reality. That'll be the whole episode. And then you can ask other stuff.
All right. Expectations were fairly straightforward. We're going to have a doctor who specializes in a certain indication. We're going to start off a research site.
I'll let you go first. Go on.
Yeah, you can pick it up.
And we have patients that are in the clinic. We're going to put it together. We've got a coordinator, and we're going to run and start our studies.
That's expectation.
That's the expectation that we had. We thought that that's how we could run it. Then fast forward to reality. So the reality is
here we are, April 2018.
So the reality is that you better have a staff, a doctor who's fully engaged and involved in the study, knows indications, people that read the protocols. That's a big thing where everybody goes, yeah, I know it, nobody reads anything.
And then, by the way, all these issues you're bringing up, and despite all of that, you guys are doing really good.
Yeah, we're about 8 months in. So within 8 months, we've been able to get about 11 studies awarded. Which
11 studies in 8 months, you hear that? 11 studies in 8 months.
11 studies in 8 months we were awarded. We're currently running, 5 of them have been already green-lighted. We're probably the top site for 4 of those studies.
Pura beef, no salsa.
Pure beef. Okay. Yeah, you keep rolling. We roll with it. It's
so basically, for the first 5 sites, from an enrollment perspective, did really well. And that's all high fives and everybody did a great job. But the reality is, what happens afterwards when the monitor comes and does their first visit? That's when you start identifying that you have a lot of cracks within your site. And so that's when you reach out to my man Dan to start helping out with things that you thought that you have under control, but you ultimately do not have under control.
And we're going to get into all of this in the podcast, but 11 studies in 8 months. 11 studies in 8 months. What do you think? You got follow-up questions for Stan? Just appetizer.
Sure. So, Stan, your facility has a certain ambiance that I wouldn't say is indicative of doing research.
That's a good way of saying that, Chris. Yes, we do have a certain ambiance.
How do you overcome that barrier, I guess? Do you get questioned when at a site selection visit? Hey, do you have to worry about individuals coming into this area that shouldn't be, that kind of thing?
No, we haven't. You know what? We haven't got much of that. We do get a lot of questions, and the SIV is very critical. And here's what's worked for me.
Okay.
So I have friends that do this, and they kind of set up. They go, we have a site selection visit. You have the PI there, and maybe once a person like myself and 2 people are running it, the PIC or the monitor who's doing the SIV or PSD, SCV, they have a lot of terms for it.
Yeah, there's 50,000.
So the site selection visit, exactly. So they're doing it, and then you think everything's going well, and they go, do you think that you would qualify for this? Do you have, a refrigerator? Do you have a -20 freezer? Do you have a regulatory binder? A storage where you have double lock? Do you have mid-man thermometers? What's your staffing look like? So there's a barrage of questions. A lot of them, sure, we'll go through a checklist and just kind of mark it off, and we'll go, yeah, okay, great. But a lot of them will go and start grilling you and start showing me what you have. And so if you say you have a min-max thermometer, they go, where's the calibration certificates? All right, you show them the calibration. Let me see the temp logs. And if you have a miss on the temp log, I go, well, then you know that's a finding. So then you start getting into a lot of stuff that if you're starting a new site that you may not be aware of, unless you ultimately get somebody like Dan, who I contacted, was actually the first person when we started getting into research.
I remember that, yeah.
We had a conference call with people, all of our partners around.
You were on it, dude? Remember that call?
That's right, Chris was on.
You remember?
Yeah. So anyway, if you don't have somebody that can guide you, well, what's ultimately going to happen is the monitor is going to figure out that your site's really not prepared to be awarded that study. The way that we approached it is we had a huge team. We went with an overwhelming the monitor. So we had 3 research assistants, we had 2 sub-investigators, a PI, we had myself, we had another phlebotomist, we had we had a site contact ready for them before they came. I'd emailed the night before, all the GCPs, IATAs, everything was ready. So when they came in, their perception of a site that we knew that wasn't really ready, but we made it look like it's
We have
ready.
all the components.
So you
More
have to
than
have those
necessary.
components that
Sure.
ahead of time. We had a negative 20 set, copy machines were done, secure connections everywhere. Part 11 was taken care of, we did our research. The PI was on
Lead
board.
with the strengths.
Exactly. So they got very overwhelmed, and the first comment I heard, and that's where we kind of picked it off for these SCVs, the monitor goes, "Oh, that's great. I've never seen so many people at my SCV. It's only like 1 or 2 persons."
Right.
Which is what we did the first time when we messed up. So we
Yep.
quickly learned from that. So all the sites that are looking to start out, that's my recommendation.
When we go back, can we do a site tour with
Yeah.
Lina? And then we can add that as context so that people can see. And then we took some videos too earlier, the music playing. Chris was asking, how I would react as a site owner if a monitor comes in and there's music playing in that little break room. I would leverage the strengths. This is our day program for our patients.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we used to in the beginning we're like, they have to be out of here. We have to have this perfect. You can't be in there. And they're like, well, we already have an event schedule on the same day, so we had to kind of,
So you gotta roll with it.
we roll with it. But what's funny is the monitor, what we thought was going to be something that's not great for the monitor, they were like dancing with the music. They were like, when I go to these sites, I never have this. This is great. They actually liked it. And when we pitched it, said, look, this is how we attract our subjects, because our seniors have kids, other kids, grandkids. Spanish families are typically pretty big. And so this is what we do to the community, and this is how we work with our community. And so they bring us patients. And so we're typically one of the top performing sites in most of our studies. Regulatory, we can talk about on the podcast of what we
We
need
are
to
going to
do.
get into the podcast, but
But
Stan is a
recruitment, yeah.
living proof of what Chris and I always preach. Lead with your strengths. Nobody has a perfect clinic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody. But everyone has something really good.
Dress it up.
There you
Dress
go.
it up.
Anything else? You're enjoying it? Are you enjoying it?
Oh yeah, it's good.
You like it?
Yeah.
Good, man. Good. Thank you, guys. Episode 137. We'll get more in depth on this stuff.
Right on.
Thank you, Stan.
All right. Thanks.
So we're here at a clinic, a client, and I think if you look over here, here's the ambiance, and they do pretty well here. We're able to get them studies, not too much of an issue. So it goes to show a couple of things, right? Hey Dan, are you gonna join me over here?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who. Well, I'm getting more known on this stuff now as I find out.
Yeah, there you go.
But you're the known face.
Okay.
You're the known commodity. So, yeah, if we can get a study for somebody that their facility looks like this, if we go this way,
Oh, sorry.
so yeah, you got some good music for the patients, right?
Yeah, this is the clinic.
And then up here is the clinic. Here's the clinic. So it says 2 things, right? I think it says 2 things.
Yeah.
Good business development, work wonders.
Copyright infringement on the music. YouTube will take this down immediately.
And two, patients, right? They've expressed that they can get the patients, right? So patients is the most important item when it comes to getting a study, right? Expressing you can get the patients. And they actually do get the patients, right? On one study there were
They do very well. This clinic does very well. So this is proof that you can do well regardless of your setting. Okay? And it's not all this. We're showing you the most dramatic part. It's a legit 7,000 square foot clinic. But this is this is where the monitors walk through
this
to
is
go
where
upstairs
coordinators
and do
are.
site selection visits. So if we can help them out, we can help anyone out. No excuses. That was good. That what you wanted?
That's what I wanted.
Thank you, Fina.
I said that.